and I always say that, but it is an absolute treat every time we have an artist on this show, and he goes by the name of King Jazzy. King Jazzy, welcome to DJC Radio Global.
Hey man, what's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Thank you so much for being on the show. You got some dope tracks out. We got your banger Trap Baby, and that's in the background playing. We're gonna get to that shortly. But Trap Betty Baby.
Trap
Is that
Baby.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're gonna get that playing soon for you. I got the video queued up for you guys. What's that?
I said, it's long-winded. I get it,
Exactly. It's all good. It's a tongue twister, but the song is dope as hell. Now, I was reading your bio, and you are very eclectic when it comes to this music thing. Tell us about some of your coming ups.
That part's a problem. It's like a blessing and a curse, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in New York, right? So, I'm familiar with the tri-state area and everything around it. From Harlem, East Side, right? East Side of the building.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I came. You from Brooklyn? I came up recording in Brooklyn and places like that, and working with a lot of the reggae community, even in New York when I was in New York. But my mother was like, she was a black sheep, and she just broke away from the city from when I was young. I grew up in different places. I spent some of my childhood in Florida. She moved to Jamaica when I was 7.
Wow.
So kind of, that's been my home where I go for Christmas and whatnot, since then, right? So people don't always get that because, like, they see you code switch and think that it's something that you just picked up along the way, But, I remind people that, like, if you see Mark Anthony doing that, right, you don't be questioning that he's, because he's from New York, you know what I'm saying? He probably don't even speak good Spanish, but, he's a Puerto Rican, he speaks Spanish, right? He go back and forth, bro. I am sure when he's arguing with his woman, he ain't arguing in Spanish, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I could do that same thing, right? So people don't always understand that. I tell friends, like, yo, I got a place, come down. They be like, yeah, I can't afford it. I'm like, no, really, like, word, come down. Like,
I got
come hang out with me.
Hang out with me.
Yeah, hang out with me, bro.
Now, listen, what was it like coming from America? Don't know what age, but what was it like moving to JA, bro? No, that had to be like a shock and everything, but
now the cool thing about the Jamaican people, right, is that it is a unified thing. There's not, it's like any other place where people are broke. There's a crabs in the barrel kind of concept going on sometimes, but the overall vibe is unity. Like they money say the same thing our money say. Out of many one people is what they money say too, right? So that is a true vibe for them. You don't have a lot of racism per se, other than like it's the only place where I honestly see white male privilege working, because being in America, I didn't get nothing special from these cops out here. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm just saying, it ain't about color. It's about a class system that's going on, bro, and that's what it is. And everything else is designed for us to feel separated and argue amongst each other while someone else pulls your strings.
From one,
yeah, but in a culture like that where potentially slavery and like piratism started, they actually have like a concept where they're respecting the white dude or the Chinese dude or the Indian dude more because maybe he's the guy who's gonna be the boss or some shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get that militant vibe from Jamaicans. They not on no like 5% of militant type of, you know, like they ain't about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the truth is that lots of people think Jamaicans is all Rastafarians, but that ain't true. That would be like saying Americans are all hip hop fans. Like, that's not true, right? You know what I'm saying? The truth is that most people in Jamaica are Christian, you know, which blends with Rastafarianism. You know, most people don't understand the history of Rastafarianism, so then they don't understand how much Judaism and Rastafarianism and Christianity are all the same thing, or stem from the same.
Exactly. Now, everything you're saying, I know because, you know, I've been to Jamaica. Plus, I have a lot of Jamaican friends. So, you know, I'm not one of those people stuck in a bottle. But I totally get what you're saying. But before you left for Jamaica, were you doing music?
Well, I mean, my real dad was a performing musician, right? Nice. So I grew up with him playing guitar and piano around me. But, you know, my mom's broke up with my real dad when I was probably too young to remember. You know what I'm saying? So I had that with me, but, you know, when I moved to Jamaica, I was like 7. Okay. So I hadn't really found myself. You know, I got you. Yeah. So a lot of my where I get my inspiration comes from like what was popping at that time. Because like, dude, if you was in Jamaica before they brought cable into Jamaica, like when cable came down to Jamaica, the culture really did change. Like before that, like motherfuckers didn't even play basketball. Like they didn't. And I had a basketball one time when I was like 10, and I was like, come on, let's play. And they only got netball for girls with no backboard. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You've seen netball before. You know what I'm saying? I remember being like, yo, y'all don't know who Patrick Ewing is? Like, he's a Jamaican, right? And y'all don't really know basketball. Like, y'all don't know it like that. Yep. And, you know, they played pop songs back then. Like, you would hear a Whitney Houston song in the mix or something, right? But that culture got seriously changed when cable TV came around. Yeah, absolutely. And everybody saw it. You know, before that, we was like, the only movies you watched was like, you know, bootleg DVDs or you know, VCR joints are like, you know, lots of old cool movies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was what we did. We gather around one person's house that had a TV because he's the only mug that had a TV in the area. It's different now. Yeah. I mean, back then there was they actually had ice trucks, like how you would have in the 20s. Yes, yeah. In America, you know, someone that came from an ice factory, and because if you had a corner store, most people with a corner store couldn't afford a fridge, or didn't have electricity going in the fridge, so they would buy like a block of ice to cool their drinks for the day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That business went out of business. It used to be in Prospect outside of Ocho Rios, and they actually, it was an ice factory, and but that shit was going on in the 80s and 90s. Like they still were delivering ice. You know what I mean? And that's unheard of in America. They stopped doing that in like the 30s. Yeah. Right? You know?
But you hit on a major point. Cable television changed the entire world.
I watched it.
Yo, me too. I watched it and nobody ever speaks about it really. Like I saw it from the dances, from the clothes, from the music, from different culture, people just doing things differently, from hoods wanting to be gangster now that used to be suburbs. Everything changed, bro. Like it was like it was a curse. Because now everybody wants to be a gangster. Everybody wants their hood to be hard. Everybody is idolizing negative stereotypes. It's crazy. Now, so you were in Jamaica at the age of 7, raised there basically. How did you hook up with Sugar Minott? Because I used to listen to his music back in the days, and he's a legend.
that's even better story because I didn't meet him in Jamaica. I met him when I came back to New York, right? What? And we had a studio, and Sugar was notorious for like going to up and coming people and using them to like record them and stuff. And then basically he'd look out by being like, I'm gonna put you on stage, right? Wow. He was known for that, right? And he was an old school hustling ass musician for a long time. Right? You know? I tried managing him for a while back then when I was in my 20s and shit. Like I tried managing him, and I noticed that like you couldn't get him to follow the format. He'd be like, dude, if I want to do this, this is what I'm doing. Like if I don't feel like going to that show tomorrow, I ain't doing it. You know who I am? Right? That was his MO. But he was mad cool. And the best thing about him was that he honestly looked out for the up and coming artists. He would make room for them.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Like he would literally put people off the stage and be like, yo, let this dude sing right now. You know, like, cause you know, when you at a live show in Jamaica and people are getting their shine, you know, people are aggressive. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't that kind of guy that's gonna grab the mic and be like, yo, let me show you what I got. If you shy, you ain't getting your shot. You know what I mean? So he would like stop people and be like, yo, give this dude and this dude and this dude a chance. You know, he was that kind of dude. So we put together a tour with him back, I want to say that it's like, it was a while ago. It was like 2007 or something like that. And we went all through Cali, you know, Canada, like, and man, was he received by everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was great. It was a great thing. And so that kicked me into being a musician. That's where I got my start, basically.
Hey, so do you remember a record store in Brooklyn called Superpower?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, it was. Do you remember?
I used to shop vinyl in Brooklyn. There was a place downtown where everybody got all their vinyl, right?
Beat Street. Beat Street. It was like downstairs. Okay.
When I came back, I actually stood in New Jersey for a little while. So I used to go to Teaneck and buy records.
Okay.
There was a record Teaneck. That was like, they stopped. I mean, all that started fading out pretty much immediately.
Yeah,
you know
definitely. Yeah, no, I was just asking you about that record shop because it was a very popular record shop. Like amongst the Jamaican artists, they would fly in from Jamaica, go straight there. And that's actually where, do you remember the first Sean Paul, which is Super Cat? I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're absolutely.
I'm sorry.
You ain't said no lie, though. That's the style
That's his whole style, bro. Super Cat shot Nitty Gritty outside of Superpower Records in Brooklyn. Yeah, man.
No, I remember that place. We used to when we was with Sugar, we used to mix records and stuff there.
Yes. Wow, man. So you were in the trenches, bro. This is crazy. Like I can't, because you look mad young right now. You talking about in my 20s, all this shit. So
so I've been doing this for like 15 years. But But I got sidetracked, if you want to know. You know, like I'm in it. I've always loved being a musician. I'm a true musician. I'm a true musician. You know, like I love it for what it is. And I got into other things that were making me money, and I didn't follow through the way, because musicians have in their mind this thing that says I'm good, and someone's gonna see how good I am. And they're gonna do something for me. But the truth is, if you don't follow that through the whole time, you never reach it. So let you get comfortable and have money and be like, yo, I keep doing these free shows, and, let that happen, right? So then the only way the way I was making money in music was throwing my own parties, so that's what I started doing. So we up here in Detroit, the weed went legal, and that was the only way we was making money anyway, selling weed. So I got into that, did that for a little while, and I kept dabbling in music. I kept stutter stepping. A lot of the people I work with, they like, you can't do that no more. And I promise I ain't doing it no more, right? I ain't gonna start and stop. Because what happens is you don't get, it's inertia in its true essence. You don't get to pick up where you dropped off. You got to start from the start again.
Yes.
So if you get a little slow when you're going up here and then you stop, you don't get to pick up from here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the truth. That's the truth about music. And the other side of it is that if you learn the game somehow, it changes. So if you're not in it, all that knowledge you had before is useless.
Exactly.
Thinking that you're going to promote yourself on MySpace or something.
Yeah.
Because
it's like being a programmer and then stopping and then thinking that you could go back and program without things changing within that 6 months. You know what I mean? So I definitely know what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your words.
No. Go ahead. Look at what? Go ahead.
I was saying Facebook, like even just 3 years ago, you could run an ad on Facebook and you could get something popping.
Yeah.
Right now, you can't. They want you to spend real money. They lock everything down. Like you can't, if you're not a real competitor, you can't get it to move the way that you can't get the needle to move the way you used to be able to get it to move. People think that way, like, oh, social media, you can, it's way harder. It's way harder. I mean, like, you got something that draws everyone's attention and you're an influencer, that's good. That helps. But it ain't everything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Facebook now, depending on how much money you got, if you got a little bit of money, they're gonna give you a bunch of fake viewers from India. You know what I mean? It's all rigged, bro. It's all rigged. So, what do you have out currently?
Right now, I'm pushing a single called "Trap Betty Baby." That's the one that you was playing, right? And it's doing good. It's more of what it sounds like. It's like a trap song. It's a little sing-songy, but it's a rap song. It's not a reggae song. And I do a lot of straight reggae dancehall songs, right?
Okay.
But, I'm a great rapper, but I'm a good songwriter. I write for all kinds of people, so
nice.
I could do almost any genre.
Gotcha.
So this song fits that, it's for trappers, you know what I'm saying? It's a love song about, like a hood rat that you in love with,
Yeah.
And it's doing really well. And I was in Jamaica when they decided that we wanted to push it. So I did my video down there.
Oh, nice.
Right? Because I got people, I know people in the Jamaican music industry, right? So I just call people and say, who can do this, right? And the models that I got, they were all Team Spice models, right? Like they're. I mean, I don't know if they work together anymore because people like that always have a falling out with each other, but that's where they got their initial fame. So like, those influencers are actually more influential than some of these big influencers over here that you'd have to pay $1 million for. Right?
Yes. Yeah. That's
so
what's
I
up.
just supported local, you know what I'm saying? I supported local, I bought local, and it's pretty dope. I mean, we were on Heat Seekers, World Star,
Yeah, I'm gonna play the video.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Now,
you on right now?
You remind me of my boys that were raised in like America, where they could be talking like perfect American English and then just switch over to the patois Jamaican accent in a split second. That's why when I listened to Century, I was like, this is not the same artist, is it?
Yeah, right. It's confusing.
I was like, oh, shit. So that is you on Century, right?
Yeah, well, and here's my issue too. I do so many different things that I had thought about, like, oh, maybe you would sell better if you just every time you did an interview, you talked in patois and you made it seem like you literally always from Jamaica, even though I'm not always in Jamaica, right? You know what I mean? And I just thought it wasn't being real. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people do a character and it works. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And pushing that stage persona character the whole time. But for me, it just felt like then how you gonna look at me when I do a rap song after that? You gonna
I
be
know,
like,
shit. But anyway, say no more. We got my man King Jazzy right here on DJC Radio Global. This is his joint. We're gonna play the video, Trap Betty Baby, right here on DJC Radio Global. This is what, from the Heat Sinkers?
Yeah, this the one that World Star took up. So
gotcha.
It got mad views on it because of that.
All right, people.
I mean,
keep it locked. We'll be back in a second.
Yeah. I just wanna smoke you till it's ashes. Spin you back just like some cassettes. Touch you all over your acid. Love the way you look in your spandex. So complex, yeah. Every day, every day. Yeah. Trap Betty, baby, I go crazy over you. I wanna be yours. Henny sipping, pour it up for you. Trap Betty, baby, I go crazy over you. I wanna be yours. Benny tipping, spin it all for you, all for you, all for you, all for you. Never know how it go, selling dough, the wedding bells, smoking nails, running game every day to one a day. And when the day come, I'ma be numb off of your love. Mama's on drugs, daddy's so broke, you was so right. Bitches on sight, we could get it on when I get to killing that beat. I'm feeling like a dealer when I give her that deep. Been over on the counter, sippy cups in the sink. Man, I'm all up in her stomach till she said she can't breathe. Grandmama got a script, slap zips to the lean. Pussy popping out a crit, red tips in a weed. I'm holding that weed, double OG. Bitch, you got a paper she can smoke for free. Hey, Trap Betty, baby, I go crazy over you. You, I wanna be yours. Henny sipping crazy over you. My love is overdue for you, baby. I pour it over you. If you wanna take it that way. And I don't care that you got 3 kids. All the motherfuckers off the leashes. None of them swimming in the deep end. Supervised visitation on the weekend. If you motherfucking cousin Lisa, get up in my face once more. I'ma have to put her in a place in it. Put her on the floor. Whoa, all the hoes get down on the floor. Down on the floor. Down on the floor. All these hoes get down on the floor. Down on the floor. Down on the floor. Down, all these hoes get down. Get down. Down on the floor. Get it, Betty. Get it, girl. Trap Betty, baby, I go crazy over you. I wanna be yours. Benny tipping, spin it all for you, all for you, all for you. Trap Betty, baby, I go crazy over you. I wanna be yours. Benny tipping, spin it all for you, all for you, all for you.
Yep, that right there is the one, the only King Jazzy, and that right there was Trap Eddie Baby. Yo, that shit dope as hell, man.
Like that.
I love that,
It's
bro.
pretty. It's pretty.
I felt like I was in Jamaica. Listen, just a little bit more about Jamaica because I love Jamaica. Been there 2 times, and I love the food. Now, you ever been to Dunn's River?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the Ochi area, like
Okay,
you know, St. Mary and St. John touch right there. We live in St. Mary, but it's the it's Ocho Rios area.
got you. Have you ever eaten at the restaurant at the top of the river? Have you ever eaten there?
You talking about? Are you talking about the ruins that doesn't exist anymore? Or are you talking about up like actually in the park?
In the park.
There's a place called the Ruins.
Okay.
Okay, like where you go walk up the falls and stuff.
Yes. Is that place still there?
I mean, I don't think there's a restaurant up there. If there used to be one, there's not. It's just like they sell box food and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, damn, man. Had the best curry chicken up there in my life, man. Yo, I absolutely love Jamaica. That video is dope. King Jazzy, and that's Trap Betty Baby. Those girls came through and did you justice, man. They did you justice on that. Who produced the track?
I self-produce my music, but I have a partner. Shout out to the homie Motor City Mello. We have a studio in the Detroit area. Yeah,
got you.
And I also have a studio in Jamaica, and we record in both of those.
Beautiful.
And so most of the stuff you hear from me is essentially self-produced, right?
Beautiful.
But I also work with other people. Like, I don't know if you saw, we had that Blaze Out video that was out. That was a Ted Smooth, DJ Ted Smooth.
Ted Smooth, baby.
Yeah, that's the homie.
Oh, that's the homie. Nice.
He's from the East Side too. That's
yeah. He got.
Yeah, and shout out to Ted. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and everybody out there.
So listen, tell the world what should they be expecting in the future and how they can collaborate with you and get in touch with you.
Okay, so first off, it's at King Jazzy B on all social media, right? So King Jazzy, same way, KINGJAZZYB. Let it be. Later, y'all. They leaving. And feel free to reach out. That's probably the best way, like on the IG or something like that. We are, I have my own label, Electric Sticky, which is currently pushing me right now, and we're doing well. Like, I just got back from Atlanta. I went down there we work with the Coalition DJs in Detroit.
Oh, nice.
So they got a hold of that record, the people in Detroit did, and showed it love and passed it off to their people in Atlanta. And DJ Funky and them liked it, and they invited me down to perform. You know what I mean? So I just went down there and did that. That was it.
Was it at a strip joint?
them motherfuckers is only at the
I know. Yo, my boys down there to do a tour, and they was performing at strip joints. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, that's what they had me doing, performing. It was actually DJ birthday last night. Like last night was his his birthday party, and so that's what that scene was. But I'm gonna tell you, the whole time I was down there, because I also did their New Music Mondays. Because some of they people don't know about us yet. So he was like, just do that. It'll get everyone to know that we are working. And it was a good experience. Like it's crazy cool. You heard of that? I mean, I guess all the Coalition chapters do a New Music Sunday or Monday or something.
Yeah.
But they in Atlanta have it at Stankonia Studios. It's real cool. Nice. And it's a whole like networking device if you go down there and do it with them. I mean, you kind of have to be plugged in with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, look for your local chapter and then reach out to them and say that's what you want to do. Probably, they're in like I want to say 15 cities or something. They in New York, they in Houston,
Yeah.
you know, the DMV, St. Louis, Detroit.
That's
You know, in the Atlanta chapter is their main chapter. Yeah. So it was cool. Yeah, that was a cool thing to do. But yeah, like they had all these young kids down there that was like hustlers, right? That come with their whole crew, and I'm like, oh, see what I'm saying? I don't know how to ball. Like, you don't have 10 mugs like throwing money while you perform. You ain't perform.
I know. That's crazy, man. The whole scene changed, man. But you know, it's dope. ATL doing their thing down there, man. I really appreciate that outlet now. Did a few shows out there. What's that? Southwest by Southwest. I was out there a few times DJing. But yeah, man. South by
Southwest is that's in Austin.
Okay.
They do that in Texas.
Yeah.
Which is also a cool. I did South by Southwest a couple years ago. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
I was in ATL doing one a couple years back. It was nice. But anyway, King Jazzy, that's Trap Betty Baby, dope ass song. He got some more stuff. Hit him up at King Jazzy B on all social media. Thank you for being on the show. Is it anything that we didn't talk about that you want to cover?
I mean, I just want, you know, I want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody out there who's listening and paying attention. And I'm serious about my thing. I'm good at what I do, and please check it out. And you ain't never too big to ask people to please come and support and check it out. And we're gonna keep doing it the way that it's supposed to be done, because I see this whole pandemic thing messing with how it flows and all that, and messing with people's emotions. You know, feel good, brothers and sisters. Feel good, man. Don't forget we got music. All right, because I'm seeing that like that's dropping off. How musicians supposed to make money if we can't get together and celebrate, you know? Exactly. You know what I mean? It's what keeps us healthy. Yes. You know, yeah, we're supposed to be healthy because we feel good and we know in our minds that we're healthy. You know, let someone tell you sick and you believe them, you sick then, right?
Wow, got you.
Thank you. Is the weapon, right?
Thank you for those positive words. And music is a cure for all, man. King Jazzy, I've been following you, and I just want to thank you once again because your numbers are great, your music is dope, and you're the real deal.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. King Jazzy B, follow me. I'm on all your streaming platforms too. You look for King Jazzy because that's my name. Only on social media, my King Jazzy B. If you look for King Jazzy on pretty much, you know, Spotify, wherever, we're out there. Gotcha. And I promise I'm gonna release the music because I got all my music and I didn't know how I wanted to release it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know people like if you put it all out there, then labels is gonna feel like that's old, right?
Give them bits.
I'm gonna put it on my website.
Bits and pieces.
So I've been throwing them out, but we got a lot more where that came from, you know.
And we can't wait to hear it, bro. Definitely.
Yeah.
So just keep us abreast, keep us up to date, and contact DJCRadio Global so I can play these songs for the world to hear every time you put something new out.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Thank all y'all.